Hello, everyone. Hi, unschoolers. All right, welcome to the UCP Conclave. We're just waiting. We already have 600 participants joining us. We're expecting more 1,000 people. So we'll just start off in a couple of minutes. Anyone who has any questions, hi, unschoolers, please put it up in the Q&A section. We're also live on YouTube for you to go have a check as well. You can have a look at what we're speaking and what the conclave is going to be about. Hi everyone, good evening. I see a lot of people on the chat box, in the Q&A question box. Good evening, everyone. It's very nice to see you all. My name is Rahul. I'm the CEO at Unschool here, and I'm very, very excited to speak with you for the next 30 minutes or so. We're just waiting for our other UCPs, UCIs, UCLs, UCCs, and other interns at Unschool to join us. We have a large family now. So it's already crossed 750 participants already. So we're going to start just in a while, just a couple of minutes more, and then we're going to start off. Sorry for any delay caused. Yes, please keep the questions coming in. But for now, we have a certain agenda planned for you. We know that, we want to tell you about a certain thing. There's a festival like Diwali that's hugely celebrated in India that's coming. So we do have few exciting things that we want to announce to you, the whole Unschool family as such. And after that, I'll be happy to take your questions, interact with you, and see how best we can take up the next 30 to 45 minutes. Yes, we have 800 participants. We're just waiting for it to touch 1,000, and then we're going to start off. All right, amazing. Very, very flattering comments on the comment section. Probably all of you can't see it, but it's a dream come true for few people to be part of this. Everyone's really excited. Everyone wants to hear the backstory and the milestones of what Unschool has achieved. So we have all of this in store. I'll speak about myself. I'll also speak about the journey of Unschool, how we started from parents' bedroom and how we made it to this office today with a 2,000 plus Unschool community in less than 16 months of having started the company. So a lot of stories coming your way. I am really, really excited to interact with all of you. A lot of you want to know the entrepreneurial skills, which is very important to start a startup. So I'll try to cover all of these things. Awesome. All right. A few people have questions like, are we selected for as interns? You had calls, interviews, etc. Yes, you're all here because primarily, we want the people who've been working with us from before, from the past many months. Few people who just joined us recently as UCIs. A few people who probably done an interview and waiting for the next step from here, waiting for your results. So all of this, we are here to answer your doubts and kind of interact with you. All right. So I can see that we have 950 participants. So it's 1 minute before 6:50 p.m. and then I'll start sharing my screen and then we can go on. So just a disclaimer, guys. This is going to be 30 to 40 minutes long. We would want each and every one of you to be present throughout the 45 minutes part of this. That's a humble request from our side, from the Unschool family to the Unschool family members that are sitting at home. And I hope all of you are keeping safe. Yes, so just 1 more minute. We're just waiting to hit the 1,000 mark and we're going to start off immediately. Yes, we just hit the 1K mark. So we're going to start from here. All right. You can also hear celebrations from probably your operations executive who are leading you, your UCCs probably. They're very excited to have a lot of you people. We're also live on YouTube. If you want to go have a check, please go there. But let me start by welcoming you to the Unschool Community Program Conclave for 2020. I heartily welcome all of you and I congratulate you for being part of this family. I congratulate you for the impact that you've been creating for the education system and working for the cause of what Unschool started with. I myself, I graduated from college only 4 years back, so I pretty much relate most of the things that you're probably going through in college right now, good things and bad things. For me, a lot of memories, a lot of good memories to remember about and cherish today from college. What I am today is because of the kind of atmosphere and the ambience that college gave me. But there was also a lot of things that probably college did not meet my expectations or meet the expectations of the industry when I finished 4 years of my engineering, computer science engineering in Chennai, and then went on to do something, right? So I'm here to talk about that. And from that, where the whole idea of Unschool or the story or the origin of this particular entity started from, right? And what we believe is that, to create a revolution, right? To create a revolution, it doesn't happen with one person. To create an ocean, it doesn't happen with one bucket of water. And that's the analogy that we used to like to use each and every time. So we like to use that, each we see each of you as part of one drop in the ocean that makes up the ocean collectively and contributes to the kind of accolades that we have got so far and how far we've reached as a company, right? So let me just introduce myself. My name is Rahul, and I'm very excited to speak with you all. Unfortunately, I don't get to speak with you all on a daily basis, but I'm very glad you're part of our family, which started out as a distant reality and a dream for a 18-year-old kid like me. Now has become a reality, and we have miles to go for sure. But in order to get there, we know that the kind of people that you are and the kind of energy that you bring to this family is immense. And first of all, gratitude for that. We're very grateful for you to be part of the Unschool community program, for you to be part of the Unschool family, right? On that note, I wish you a very advanced happy Diwali. And there's also a very special occasion today. Today is National Education Day, and that's why we chose today, to commemorate what we have done in the last 16 to 17 months of the organization, and to also tell you about future projects that we are going to run and how we are going to involve each and every one of you in making it big along with us. So we have close to around 1,200 participants with us right now. So without any further ado, I'll just start off and uh, go with the idea of Unschool and where we came from, right? So let me share my screen with you. Just give me a second. So if you have any comments to put in, guys, please put it in the Q&A box, but I will also leave you time to do that. First, in the beginning, what I want you to do essentially is help me with this. So I'm going to just release a poll uh, right now, and I'll just give you 1 minute to kind of tell us how you're feeling. Awesome, awesome. Wow, wow, wow. I haven't seen numbers go so fast apart from the Mumbai Indians match yesterday, probably when they were beating sixers on sixers against Delhi Capitals. Amazing, amazing. Okay, there's only 23 seconds gone, 25 seconds. I'll just wait for 60 seconds probably and wait for all of you to vote. So I'm surprised that the third option, May, for 2020 is very, very less for some reason. That's a good sign. That's a good sign, irrespective of the year beating us up with a lot of challenges. I see you people taking it in stride and making something out of it. That's absolutely amazing. All right, so I'm going to end the poll in 10 seconds from now. You have 10 seconds. All right. With that, I end the poll, and these are also the results of the poll. As you can see, 75% of the people, which is almost 800 people, have said that, thank God I got an Unschool internship. And that's how the year 2020 is going on for them. This is very flattering, guys. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that you're having a great experience, being part of the community as such. And we promise to strive harder, because for any organization, for any person, uh, it's human error to make mistakes, but we ensure that we take our mistakes, we go back to the drawing board, we take feedback, and we will come back stronger to provide you the most beautiful experience that you ever had. This is for the people who probably had a mediocre or a bad experience so far. They might be a small percentage of it, but we're sorry for that, and we'll come back stronger. But for the people who've had a great experience so far, that's what Unschool is for you, right? That's what Unschool represents. We want to provide quality education to the nation, every young student in the nation. And that also means that we want to provide the best kind of experience for everyone who is believing in us, believing in our vision, and is part of the Unschool community today, right? So I'm going to stop sharing the poll right now, and I have one very interesting video to share with you, that was just made by our marketing team, and it just came in for Diwali. So this is the first teaser or trailer that you get to see. All right. But I'm sure that we can take lot from it. It's just a short video, but I believe before the world sees it, or the Unschool customers or people who follow Unschool see it, the UCP platform is the first set of guys who are going to have a look at it. All right. So let me share my screen.
Can you hear that? Neither could we. It's been a tough, silent year. Colleges and offices shut, along with opportunities to grow and live the life we love. So, like always, we unschooled it. We were in different parts of this beautiful country. So, we did what we know best. We connected more than ever to build something larger than ourselves. A community where we achieve, grow, chill, learn, lead, and belong. The Unschool community. So this Diwali, we're celebrating our home away from home.
There you go. So happy Diwali from the Unschool family to yours. I hope that all of you were able to, listen to the audio as well. I hope you like the video. We'll send love to our marketing team for having done this in such a short time. Only to make sure that during the conclave, you are the first ones to have a look at it. But yeah, it's been a tough journey, right? It's been a tough year, uh, and that's what we're going to change. So let me start with a story, right? So this is one really good example that I like to give all the time. All right. So try to answer these questions. Have a pen and paper with you, or answer it in the Q&A. I might not immediately respond to you, but then I hope that you'll get it right. So during the independence time in India, which is August 15, 1947, right? Before that, the British and the English were basically colonizing us, and they were leading us, right? They were ruling us. And when that happened, there was a lot of things that came from the British, including the schools, the railways, and a lot of industries, the East India Company and whatnot, right? They started trade and commerce in India. And after that, after a long struggle, with our freedom fighters fighting for their lives, fighting for the lives of the people of the country, and giving us freedom in 1947, it fell upon us Indians to make India what it is today. That means that we had to get our own engineers, we had to get our own scientists, we had to get our own farmers, we had to get our own plumbers, electricians, carpenters, and whatnot. It fell upon us, right? Because we were no about being ruled by someone, and we know that as Indians we have the sheer capability of achieving greatness, and we prove that to the world on a daily basis. We are the largest democracy and the most successful democracy that probably will ever be, right? And when this happened, and let me connect this to education, all right? So my grandfather, my grandfather was an engineer. He studied engineering, and until very recently, when he passed away, he was extremely proud of the fact that he was an engineer. He used to have a placard right in front of his house, stuck there, saying, his name and the fact that he was an engineer. And the amount of respect that people from the society and the neighborhood got for that is immense. That's because he was probably born in the 1940s or 50s. And back then, if you study something for the first 20 to 25 years of your life, you go on to become that and do that until you retire in life, which is probably the age of 55 or 60 or 65 for some, right? That means that everyone was pursuing something and studying something to go out there and build the India that we have today in our hands. And that's why they were proud of what they did, they were proud of what they studied, and they put every bit of what they studied in college, school, class into practical experience on a daily basis on a job. And that's how you build the economy, right? That's how you contribute to the economy as such, right? But then what happened today? Fast forward almost 70 years now. Okay, my example, I told you my grandfather's example, how he was an engineer for 50 years of his life, a proud one. But for me, I did my computer science engineering, and in the first year after I got out of college, I got into international relations. I was heading operations for a not-for-profit organization. I'm sure you know of the name. It's called ISEC, right? So I was heading operations for ISEC in India. My job was to travel to different countries, lead youth in India, facilitate student exchanges so that students from India can go to another country, spend 6 weeks to 6 months there doing an internship, impacting the society over there, and coming back to India, get the learnings from there, and start practicing them here in India for the mutual development of the country that they've been to and the country here. So I was doing something impactful, and that was one of the best experiences that I've had in life. So I was doing international relations, right? Operations. Second, I was a chief operating officer for a startup based out of Bangalore. That means that in my second year after I got out of college, I only graduated in 2016, by the way, right? I was a chief operating officer, which means that my job role was to build the sales teams and the marketing teams, scale up the operations of the company and build it from ground, right? It's a startup. So that was my job. And then I did this for 2.5 years, the international relations and the operations or chief COO job role. Today, I'm the CEO of a company again, right? So my question was to myself, and a lot of people ask me this, that you studied engineering, but you didn't do anything regarding engineering in your last 4 to 5 years of your life since you graduated. Why is that, right? So that also tells you that when it was independence, when it was the 1990s and the 80s and the 70s, the world was moving at a pace, right? The world was moving at a pace where the education was catching up and actually enabling people to do great in life, to go and contribute to the economy, to go and contribute to their own family, earn their bread and butter, and go do something that they studied and enjoy doing that. But fast forward to 2000s, right? What happened? As soon as the 21st century came along, the industry has grown so much. We started talking about 3D printing and artificial intelligence and machine learning and having flying cars and going to the Mars and having a civilization there, right? So when we're talking about all of this, is there something missing out there? I'll give you a hint regarding the education system. Do you think something is missing out there? Because my father, when he was in school, he studied out of certain textbook and certain syllabus. All right. And that syllabus from the NCRT textbook that he studied is the same syllabus that I studied, the same NCRT textbook. And it's not my father only. It's also my grandfather who probably studied from the same syllabus, and not much has changed about it. All right. So it's probably some changes come along, but it's not catching up to how fast the world is growing. The world is talking about, we were told 2 to 3 things in our childhood, okay? Smile at the screen if you really get this. One is we were told that never take food from a stranger uh, in our childhood. Second, they said, if a stranger calls you somewhere, do not get into his or her vehicle. Third, They also said that, credit cards and debit cards and online transactions of money is not safe. These three myths have been broken today. Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds to particularly think about what are those startups or organizations that came and changed this mentality about you. One is the food, right? I'm sure that most of you have guessed it already. Swiggy and Zomato. We were told all our life not to eat food from a stranger, but we do that every day, probably for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for someone like me, right? And the second thing, we were told not to get into a stranger's car, but we do that every day. We take an Uber or an Ola to go somewhere. And today, even if I have a 6 rupee chai at the chai tapri, I probably, pay through Paytm and not through my wallet because I don't carry my wallet or cash on me anymore. So that means the world is changing so fast that the education system or the fundamental being of the bread and butter and the fundamental knowledge of what makes a person go and contribute to the economy of the nation is probably missing today, right? I don't know if you're getting this, but this is a story that I wanted to share for you to have a perspective about, okay, because it's very easy to sit and complain, guys. It's very easy to sit and complain that this system is bad and that system is bad. Politics has a lot of corruption. India doesn't grow. It's a very populous country. The education system is bad. I have no practical exposure. But at the same time, if we did not have attendance in college, we would probably never go to college in itself. At least I was one of those guys, right? And I'm sure that some of you, at least, if not all, would agree to that. And the second thing was that, if I were going to lab, I wouldn't enjoy being a laboratory and coding things. And then I complained about practical exposure. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm saying that all of us are wrong at one point of time. But today, as part of a revolution, a bigger revolution, you can't have shallow thoughts like that. That's not done, guys. You need to understand the deeper meaning of where the problem lies and where is the system broken, right? Talk about climate change, talking about broken things, right? Climate change always happened in 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, 2010, 2020 as well. But we don't seem to take any action. Our presidents and prime ministers and other people didn't seem to take any action or pay attention to it. But suddenly they're pouring billions of dollars of money to make sure that we revive the climate that we ourselves had disturbed as humans, right? So, my question to you before I move on to the presentation again is that is the system of education going to be broken before it is too late for us to realize? It's going to be broken so bad that we can't get back to it, and all that we need to do is take education loans and home other loans in order to study from greater colleges and earn a degree that probably will not be useful for you because it's not matching the standards of the industry today. So this is the question for you: is it too late, or will it be too late if some organizations do not work on it, right? So that's I'm just putting in 10 seconds of a thought time, and I'll also go through the chat box to see if you have any inputs to give. Please feel free to put in the inputs. Education is very limited. It's damaged, and we need to fix it. Yeah, it will break for sure. uh, like whining about only toppers get the job. Go out, work, and prove you deserve better than the toppers. A lot of comments, guys. And I really appreciate it, right? So that's amazing. So now that I think you've understood the problem that we're trying to solve, because understand that as change makers in the world, right? There's a lot of employees. There's a lot of people who do a lot of things, but the only people that you read on Instagram about or read books about and have grow up having role models about are the people who change something. They put in the dent in the universe, and they were crazy enough to think that they can actually change something, right? And that's what I'm inviting you to be a part of. The first step that you already took is being part of a community like this that is working towards a change. And I'm not talking about Unschool being the only community. There's several organizations out there doing great work for the people out there and for the empowerment of the nation and the people and the systems that are kind of broken, right? And that's what our power as youth comes in. Niti Aayog says that by the year 2025, there's going to be 600 million youth in the country. That means we're going to be one of the strongest nations because we're going to be one of the youngest nations. We'll probably have more energy than any other country, right? But the sad part is that it also says, the survey also says that less than 50% of these students, 600 million students, are going to be employable. How sad is that? And that's 2025, just 5 years from now. So who will solve it? Is it your principal? Is it your teacher? Is it Mr. Modi as the prime minister? Or is it the education minister? Or is it you being part of organizations that want to make a change? Decide for yourself. All right. So, on that note, I'll just open up the screen for you and tell you about what Unschool is and how we are solving this problem. Right. So, yeah, our tagline says reinventing learning, as you can see on the screen, which says that it's the inspired act of venturing beyond the conventional ways of education and learning through methods crafted for each individual's specific needs. That's what we represent, right? Unschool is the only ecosystem in India which brings together educators, placements in the form of internships, jobs, etc., students, colleges, and corporates together. We provide skill based courses delivered by industry leaders because we believe that a teacher who has 10 to 15 years of experience is not the only one who can teach you. We want to democratize the idea of teaching and say that don't learn things only out of the textbook. That will only get you 50% for. The rest 50% comes from learning about the current industry standards, what is relevant in the industry today. And that's what is required. And that a teacher from college cannot give you. Who can give you that? It's from an industry expert who is actually working in a company, who has multiple years of experience, and who can provide that to you at every step of your life. And that's what Unschool is represented by. So we want to become the Uber for education or the Netflix for education, where anything and everything under the sun can be learned or taught at Unschool. And that's the community that you are a part of, guys. If you didn't know so far, that's what we want to build. And that's why we're looking for leaders like you to continue with us, eventually even become employees with us, starting with interns in college and ambassadors and the face of the company right now in your own college. We want you to become employees with us, right? So it all started as a distant reality, right? For a 17, 18-year old, a small dream. uh, and you know what, we didn't even have our website back in 2019. And here goes the story of Unschool and how we started for the people who are asking for it. I won't bore you a lot, just another 5 minutes of how we started. uh, so we started, and I just gave a call to my co-founder saying, I have this idea, what do you think? He immediately quit his old job, took a Zoom car from Mumbai to Hyderabad, set up in our parents' house. Our parents used to live on the other side of the house, and we used to take our own room and just jot down chart papers and put sketches in and decide on what. There was a lot of post-its, a lot of scrambled papers, and we were a mess, right? But that essentially got us to a place where we had at least an idea. We knew that there was a problem like this, and we went through the problem. I am an engineer not by choice, but by chance. My co founder is a dropout from college. He was doing physics and he decided to drop out because it was not giving him the kind of experience that he expected from college. So we knew that there was a problem. We knew that there was millions of people suffering through it. The next thing was, what kind of solution can we give, right? So it is a very funny story, this image. The image sees that the head of embassy for India and the chief advisor to the prime minister of Nepal are actually handing us this award. And what's surprising about this and what's funny about this is that we didn't even have our website ready by then. We applied for a B plan competition that was held in Kathmandu in Nepal, and we were first surprised to get even an invitation saying you're one of the finalists at this event. And second thing that happened is that we just presented our idea without even a product or a website in hand, and then we went on to become the winners of the B plan competition, right? And that was one feeling that we got. I think it was one validation for us, saying that, what, if you have the right intent, if you know that you're solving the right problem, and you really want to solve it from the bottom of your heart, you can achieve things. So this was the first place. Second, after a long wait, for 6 to 8 months, we worked our bottoms off, and then is when we got to incubated in one of the best incubation centers and largest incubation centers in South Asia, T Hub, which is located in Triple IT Hyderabad. So we were part of the cohort that got in, and only 40 out of the several thousands of applications get selected to be part of this cohort. So that's where, that was a second milestone for us, saying, you know what, an incubator said your idea is good and you have few customers, so we know that your idea can be better, so we will incubate you and guide you. And that for us was, wow, we're going the right path and we'll make it there, right? And recently, very very recently, right, we've also been awarded in the category of the best skill solution platform. So Unschool as of today is the best skill solution platform in India, according to Entrepreneur India. So all of these came with a lot of hard work and a lot of sweat. And the most important part for us that just came last month, I'm sure that few of you might have seen it on our Instagram page. You must have heard it from the operations executives or your team leaders, or seen it somewhere on Google, right? But this is the most important part. In less than 16 months, we were ranked third on LinkedIn's top startup list in India. And that meant the world to us, right? And what's funny is that there were only 10 startups listed. And the remaining nine startups, except for Unschool, are funded heavily. They are at least 5 years old organizations. And we were the only one that was like probably the kid over there, didn't know what to do, but we got in somehow, right? And that came with a lot of efforts. And what you should keep in mind is that this came during the time when a lot of businesses were struggling. And this is COVID time. This was when, we went into a lockdown and everything. So that meant a lot to us. And I'm sharing this because it's not our achievement, guys. I shared all of this saying we are proud, but really we're proud of the kind of family that we have, the kind of people that are on the other side of the call right now and listening to us. You made this happen. And that's what you call being part of a change, right? This is your first step towards being a change maker in your life. And that's essentially what I want you to understand through this call. You're not just a mere spoke in the wheel who is just doing your work, marketing the courses, talking to people, creating marketing strategies, and going out and doing your work as a UCI or a UCL or a UCC. But this is what you're actually doing. You are, although a small part, but you are a part of a company which aims at changing something, hopefully fingers crossed, but you have played a huge role in it, right? So that brings me to the place where I want to open up a second poll. I want to know the kind of audience that is here. um, so please fill this poll for me. I'm going to give you like 30 seconds again. Okay, great. People are feeling it. That means you're listening to me. That's good. Thank you so much, guys. I won't take much of your time anymore. I'll just end up in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. There's a close tie between UCI and UCL. I'm going to share the results in just some few seconds. There's a very close tie. All right. 15 more seconds. Awesome. I'm going to end the poll. So please vote immediately. All right. On that note, I will end the poll and let's see the results. The UCI is the winner at level one. There's 42% of the people who are UCIs, almost 500 people. There's 35% UCLs, almost 400 people. And then we have like 39 operations executives. We have operations executives who are essentially leading you from the office here in Hyderabad, who are doing all the work of ensuring that you have a great experience with us. So those are the 39 people. So give it up for yourselves, guys, for everything that I've shared with you so far. You're part of a bigger journey. You're part of a bigger moment that than you probably thought you were a part of, right? And we want you to go out there and create history. We as an organization really want to impact people, and we truly believe that it will only come by you putting your heart and soul into the work that you do and understanding what kind of impact you're creating as well, right? Awesome. All right. So with this, I will continue sharing my screen. So this is the office team, like I said, the 30 to 40 odd operations executives that we have with us. This was when we took our first office from a parents' house through a 3 bedroom house, not having enough money to probably even Swiggy ourselves a burger to celebrate a lot of sales that day or a lot of customers, a lot of impacts, right? But it's been a journey. It's been a journey where we put in our everything, and thank you so much for being a part of it. So now coming to the agenda, real agenda of why this call was called for, right? So what we are seeing is that, as you said, there are a lot of UCIs. There's a few UCLs and a very few UCs, right? So the idea is for us to see you growing that ladder from level one as UCI, achieving your initial targets, going on to be level two, use unschool community leaders, and then eventually level three, right? They're exciting rewards for you, but not only the rewards, right? As a UCI, you can probably impact 5 to 6 people who are taking the course with Unschool. But imagine as a UCC, when you're going to have 100 UCIs under you, you're not only going to impact the lives of those 100 people you're going to lead by providing them a great experience, and you're also going to grow as a team leader, but you're also impacting the number of people who interact with the Unschool community, purchase courses with us, go through our content, upskill themselves, and find themselves in a guaranteed internship opportunity at the end of it, right? And that was a big problem that we saw. Don't take me wrong, guys. There's so many other skill-based platforms that provide online courses, but Unschool is one of those rarest platforms that provide you with personal mentorship, projects, the idea of assessments and tasks, and also guaranteed internships at a price of something like 2000 rupees per course, right? I'm sure that during your college time you've never heard of this kind of a thing, and that's why we make it a point to tell you again and again as to how our product is different from the many other platforms out there, right? So for the people who come to level 3, understand this: the future is that we want people who started off as interns in college to become employees with us and sit with us in the Hyderabad office or so many other offices that we'll probably have in the future. We want to hire you on a full-time basis and become operations executives, marketing strategists, business analysts, and whatnot with us, become team leaders and directors of the company. And that's what we expect of you. So that's why we want you to climb the ladder. We want you to climb it very, very fast. And we want you to give it your best during this time, right? And the fact is that we want you to also enjoy your experience, which means that you're going to be the face of the company in your college. It's not going to be Rahul. It's not going to be some other team leader that you have who's going to be representing Unschool in your college. It's going to be you. And in the future, our aim is to create an Unschool community or an Unschool team in each and every campus, each and every college. We want to have presidents of the Unschool club. We want to have vice presidents and team leaders and team members of the Unschool club. We want you individuals to become the face, the leaders, and the representatives of the company to your college administration, to your principal, and also to the student community inside your college. And that's the future of where we would want to see you. So progress through the levels, climb the ladder very, very soon. All right. And I wish you all the best in our journey. Now, coming to the announcement that we want to make to you, right? So for Diwali, this is where drum rolls come in. You can probably beat beat your tables or something like that and make your noise in your own place where you're sitting there. But we released this offer, which is upskill with Unschool, which means that during this Diwali, we're giving away any two courses at 1999 rupees. All right. So that's the kind of offer that we're giving. But it doesn't stop here. Okay. It's not only about the offer that we wanted to announce to you. There's also exciting things that we want to give away to you, right? So you've been working with us and you've been putting in your strengths. So we believe Diwali is all a time of celebrating happiness and the win over good over evil, right? So we want to do the same. We want to ensure that for Diwali we have something to give back to you as well. And on that note, we have one big task for all of the UCIs, right? Basically UCLs and UCCs also. Anyone who is ready to do this can take it up. We want you to get as many registrations as possible between the start date, which is 11th November 7 p.m. to 14th November 7 p.m. The offer exactly stops at 7 p.m. on 14th November. From then onwards, it's only going to be one course at 2000 rupees or even 3000 rupees. The offer will not stand. But right now, two courses at the cost of 1999 rupees only for the next 3 days. All right. So I believe it's already 7. So your time has already started, right? So you can go on and check who are your leads, who are your friends who would want to upskill themselves and go approach them immediately. It starts first with generating leads, right? So understand that you're not only here to achieve targets, you're also here to learn about management. If you've taken up this internship, I'm sure that all of you are interested in management or at least want to explore the field, which means that it does not just fall down to targets, achieving or not achieving them. What are you learning from it is very, very essential. And the idea of marketing starts with generating a lot of leads. You will only generate a lot of leads, which is interested people, by talking to a lot of people, through which you're improving your communication. You're also finding out what marketing channels will work for you and what will not work out. And therefore, grow as a leader eventually, right? Or a management student, essentially. So, we want you to start with lead generation, create a lot of them over the next 1 day, and then ensure that you're closing all of the leads to customers in the coming couple of days. All right. So, you have to get more than 5 enrollments, and then you're going to be awarded a prestigious merit certificate, operations merit certificate from us, that will have the logos of T Hub, that will have the logos of Triple IT Hyderabad, and several other accolades that we have. So this is, I think, a Diwali bumper offer, bonanza offer that has come your way. We really want you to go at it immediately. So I'll open up a poll at this time to see if you guys have got what I'm trying to say. Just 1 second. Just 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry for this. Yep. All right. Sorry, I wanted to open up a poll for you. Seems like my system is not allowing me to do this. But can you do one thing for me? How excited are you with this? You can put it in the chat box so I can read it out. Few interesting answers, and I want you to answer this one question. So with this, what do you think is your next step? Is it probably you'll do the same as before? You're not very confident with this offer. Second, you got to be shattering all the targets or all the achievements that have been done by other people before. Or third, are you going to strive to be the best performer in the next 3 days? All you have is 3 days, guys. After that, we will continue the Unschool community program. But these 3 days is our way to go out there and impact thousands of people. And that's what we expect from you. So I'll be reading out the questions chat right now. What I want you to tell me is that how confident are you with achieving your targets? Are you going to strive to be the best performer among all of the 1500 people that are there on the call right now? Or are you going to shatter all the targets of your friends who were UCPs before you, or your own targets if you had great achievements before? Or are you going to be a person who doesn't believe that this is going to happen for you? There's nothing going to change for you. What is it? All right. So there's a small problem for me that I can't read your comments that you've put in, but I hope that you've got a, fair understanding of what the offer is, what Diwali is going to be like, and what the UCP conclave was about. It was not only to inform you about this offer or tell you, it was also to tell you the importance of the kind of work that you're putting in. It's also about the importance of the significance of the work that you're doing every day and what it means for you to be a part of a community like this. We are very much looking forward to creating a big impact. What about you? Are you going to join us in making this impact possible along with us? And therefore, call yourself probably one of the people that were the founding members or the initial UCPs in the Unschool team. Eventually, when we are heard all across the world for having done something and created impact in 2 years from now, are you going to be like, I'm a proud unschooler and I was there at that moment when this happened with us? So there's a lot of other achievements that we have, we want to announce to you, and we will promise to have a lot more webinars like this. This next time we'll make it a meeting so that I can open it up for the crowd as well and for you to talk and interact with us. For now, whatever questions you have, although I might not answer it for you, please direct those questions at your team leaders and operations executives, or leave us an Instagram DM or email us at admin@unschool.in, and I'm sure we'll get back to you in soon, in no time, right? So we'll get back to you very, very soon. But remember, guys, the whole aspect is that we want to really, really be a company that is um, absolutely changing or impacting something with respect to the education system. And particularly, you have this time, which has already started at 7 p.m. today, until the 7 p.m. of 14 November to create the kind of impact that you will create. All right. So Diwali is going to come a reason for a lot of people to celebrate, a reason for a lot of people to have, right? And we'll feature also the best of you on Instagram. We have a lot of awards. If you go to our Instagram and follow us on the page, if you're already not, we have a giveaway. We just announced an Amazon Echo Dot that we want to give away today, and we saw about 300 people commenting on that. So there's a lot of tough competition coming in. We want you to join that journey, join the craze. Uh, let's unschool it together. Next 3 days, I wish you all the best, and I'm sure that immediately after this meeting, the operations executives will call for meetings with you. You will chalk out a journey of how you're going to do this. But remember this, guys, no matter how much training you get, it all depends on you. Are you ready to go out there and create history and probably achieve targets in the next 3 days that you probably did not achieve in the last 3 months of being a UCC with us? That's your choice to make. Okay. You're going to get 10% of the entire revenue that you generate during this time. 10% of any sale that you make. All right. And getting more than 5 enrollments, you will receive the prestigious operations merit certificate directly from the CEO's office here at Unschool. All right. So that's about it from my side. Let's unschool it together. All right. We've assembled together today, and I'm heartfully grateful to all of you for being there and listening to me speak for the last 45 minutes. I hope you got a thing or two about this. I'm also available on Instagram, on LinkedIn, for you to get in touch with me. I can't promise that I probably can get back to all of you, but I'll try my best to see how I can help you in any manner possible. You're part of a family now, and that means that we are one and all. It's nothing like one being the CEO and the other being an intern. We're all working towards a particular impact or a change that we want to make, and we shall make it happen together. Yeah. So on that note, I'm going to sign off today. Thank you so much for your time, guys, and I'll see you soon. And the next thing will be taken up by your team leaders, and that's where I stop the meeting for today. Thank you so much, and understand that you're going to also be featured on Instagram. So put in all of the work that you can put in right now. So I actually have time to put in one poll actually. Uh, so yes, now it's working for me. So I'm going to put up one last poll, and then we're going to close it. All right. So I opened up the poll. Awesome, awesome. This score is moving so fast. Wow. A lot of people want to be best performers. So we're very excited to see that. All right, 20 more seconds. Come on, faster. Vote, vote, vote. 10 more seconds. All right, I'm going to end the poll in five, four, three, two, one, and done. All right, let me share the results with you. 57% people say that they want to be the best performer. I'm sure that you work towards it, and I'm sure that you'll achieve great results. So, on that note, guys, I'm going to close off. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the session. Please share your thoughts with your team leaders so that they can share it with me. And if you have anything to talk to me about, LinkedIn, Instagram, or email, rahul@unschool.in, you can reach out to me. I can't promise that I can get back to you soon, but I'll get back to you sooner at any time that I can. All right. Thank you so much for your time. All the best. And the next meetings and the upcoming things will be taken up by your team leaders. All the very best. Looking forward to all of you achieving your targets, receiving your rewards, and also getting featured on the Instagram page of Unschool. See you. Bye bye.